Aloha. Wonderful to see you today. Make sure we're in tune together. Here's the E. Wonderful. So the concept here is chord analyzation is wonderful. It leads you to a wonderful point. If we can know how to play this chord, the E major, with our finger here, and finger here, meaning first fret, first finger is on the G string for the G sharp, second finger is on the A string for the B note, and third finger is on the second fret for the E note. It would mean we would have a low E, we would have a B, a high E, a G sharp, another B, and then a highest E, thusly giving us 3 E's, right? Giving us 2 B's, and giving us 1 G sharp right there. When we move that median, the third, we get a minor. The shape, however, that we use here can be used all over the fretboard as a minor, which horizontally right above takes the finger from the G note all the way to the B note to make a C, thusly making an A, C, and E, all 6 of these, all A, C, and E. When we manipulate one of those notes by taking away and or adding, we get a different type of chord. Therefore, we must know what the intervals are. Chord analyzation is the awareness of the intervals and how they fit together to make the triads. Out of the 4 triads, major, minor, diminished, what do we have here? 1, 3, 5, 5. And then we have augmented 1, and then we have a sharp 5. So if we've got E, we'd have a sharp. These sound weird, but in every key, D major, D minor, D diminished, D augmented. When we find these inside of music, we use them correlating to the progression we use. However, knowing what progressions are is the step we're at. So, if we've got the key of C, onto which we teach everything, we would have a C for C major, a D note for a D minor, an E note for an E minor, an F note for an F major, a G note for a G major, an A note for a A minor, and then a B note for our B diminished. Now our B diminished, we can build a couple different ways, but the best way I find is first finger here on the second fret of the A string. Our 2 and 3 fingers are going to be played on the D string and the B string on the third finger, and then our pinky's going to wrap around. Now you'll know this shape here as being a D triangle type shape, except we're going to build it with our secondary fingering and put our first finger on the B. That chord will definitely resolve into a C major. The concept of this is what we do is we move those shapes over and everywhere. So if we played a C major to a D minor, E minor to an F major, G major to an A minor to a B diminished, and then a C, we quite literally can play this C as a bar chord. C major is a C sharp. So a C sharp major, a D sharp minor, an E sharp minor, F sharp major, G sharp major, A sharp minor, B sharp diminished, and then a C sharp major. The reason why we call those certain names is I wouldn't have two names of the name of the name of the name of the same thing. So I wouldn't have C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B natural. You would have to go to the next note that we're going to hear inside of our alphabet. So what we do together is we learn where those are on the fretboard. I know it was a lot of information today, but the takeaway is being able to do your spider exercises using one finger going up and down here with your pick. And then when you get all the way to the top, being able to go all the way back to down to the bottom without missing a beat or changing tempo or changing the way that these sound. Essentially, you want to get them up to about this, which is like 60 to 80 beats per minute. However, you're going to really want to start at like 40 beats per minute, which is about this slow. I know it seems super slow, but it will definitely help in the long run. Once you get through those processes, maybe try doing them 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Going through that process, then maybe 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, so on and so forth. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Going through just the quarters, going fast. Then how about like a little fast, huh? So the concept is If our first finger, second finger are coming off the fretboard and we're not being able to complete these notes, a good exercise to do would be the inchworms or the, what are these, the little half steps. Used to call them Jaws, but a lot of people hadn't seen that Jaws movie. 3, 4, down, 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 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3. First finger, second finger, first finger, second finger, third finger. Make sure we keep our finger on the fretboard. You can also do 3-note variations. As I said, the reason why we do these, they seem kind of arbitrary, but when we do them in order and out of order, they become the little functionality or the notes that we use as accent notes for improvisation and to find our way around the fretboard. We will be moving on from just doing the spider exercises to playing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. All three of these are based off of C major. They have no sharps and no flats. So we have C, which is on the 3rd fret, open on the D, second finger on the 2nd fret for the E, 3rd finger for the half step to the F on the same string. Then we go to the open G, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret for the A, open string for the B, and 1st finger on the 1st fret for the C. Doing them forwards and backwards is not only acceptable, it's okay. We could also do phrasings of 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Expressing we could do 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4 means you know what the first note is, second note, third note is, the third note in relativity to the third, and the fourth note. Hence, we practice these with all the notes. A 6-note variation in the key of C would sound something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This lets us know that we know all the different scale degrees of our modes. And then we get to talk about modes and then what type of modes the scales are used over the progressions. And at that point, I might need to cut you loose because you'll be a better guitarist than I am. So for this week, just work on the E major, move that up to the F major. A minor to the A minor, move that on up to the B flat minor. And if you can make a B flat minor and you can know going up to the 5th fret and playing that same B flat minor shape or the A minor shape, if the bar chord is a D minor, well then we've done our job because we're starting to learn intervals. What note is on the lowest part of the chord is the interval. This chord is a D minor. When I play this, the A is the lowest note on this chord. Therefore, it's a D major 2nd inversion. Why? It has the 5th, D, E, F sharp, G, A as the lowest note. When we hear that A as being the lowest note and knowing that the F sharp can also be the lowest note, that would also be an inversion. D major, 1st inversion. And then if we played something like this, that would be a D major because the D is the lowest note on the fretboard. Anyway, I really enjoyed seeing you this week. Work on the chords. Make sure you're moving those up. Our little scales are meant to keep our fingers on the fretboard. And when we're doing our teeter-totters, try and go in rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and strum and replace and replace and replace. Try these with all your different chords. Aloha!